Hello, everyone. Hello, 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 hello. How is everyone doing today? And what is up? What is up? What is up? We are on day 30, final day celebration. What I learned from 30 days of showing up. Okay. What I learned, this is day 30. Okay. Day 30, final day celebration. What I learned from 30 days of showing up. Hello, everyone. My name is Sharise N. Johnson Moore, and I am the owner of Sharise N. Johnson Moore, LLC, publishing consultant and visibility coach. And through faith driven visibility strategies, I equip authors, entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, and creators to show up consistently, confidently, and with purpose, turning obedience into lasting impact. Okay? Into lasting impact. Yes, I do. Okay? So, this is by this being our 30-day, I know it's 31 days, so there will be another video after this one. Okay? And and today isn't just the end of the series, it's a celebration of obedience, growth, and consistency. Okay. Growth and consistency. 30 days ago 30 days ago, I made a commitment to show up, not perfectly but faithfully. Okay. I made this conscious decision to bring awareness to the things that I had revamped in my business. My business is been revamped since June 2025, and I got busy. I got really busy in this revamp this time. Yes, there have been previous revamps of this business. Yes, it has. And if you go through my YouTube channel, all the videos, you'll see the constant change, the constant. I was always doing something different, doing something different. And when I came up with things, when I came up with ideas and concepts and shows and things, you see that you see the progression of where I was from how I started into where I am at now, right? And I'm sharing what I learned from 30 days of this visibility and how you can carry these lessons forward into your next season. Okay. I want to say that I want to say that it has been 9 years since I have been an entrepreneur. 9 years. And in July is the month of my anniversary every year for my business. And I just celebrated 9 years in July, right? I did not think I would be here. I did not think this business would exist, but because of what God had put down inside of me, it refused. What He put down inside of me made me refuse to give up. It's been a lot of times where I wanted to walk away from this business, walk away from everything that He has asked me to do. But something inside of me says, no, you got to keep going. You got to, you got to keep going. You got to keep moving. And a lot of things along the way have been hills, have been mountains to climb, have been top peak, at the top of the mountaintop moments to deep in the valley, okay? Deep in the valley moments with my business. But something inside of me decides, in my spirit, I decide to agree with God and say, okay, Lord, what we gonna do today? That's what I ask him every morning. What we gonna do today? Because at first, I didn't have that concept, that mindset of putting God first. I was just listening to what he was saying, but I wasn't listening completely. Okay. Now it is a complete ride. Me and God ride or die. Okay. And and what I have learned is you can't listen to people that's not where you trying to go. That's one lesson. That's one lesson. That's one lesson I learned. I'll share some more with you during this broadcast. But that's one on a personal basis, personal standpoint. You cannot listen to people when it comes to your business about, you can't listen to them because they're not where you're trying to go. If you're trying to go somewhere, a different level in your business, you have to get around people that are on that level where you're trying to be. Okay. So yeah. Um, so showing up builds confidence over time. Yes, it does. It sure does. Confidence didn't come first. Obedience did. Yeah. Obedience did. Each day of showing up reduced fear. Because when I first started doing my broadcast, my lives and things of that nature, I was scared, I was nervous, I was jittery, I was stumbling on my words. I was just, just doing it to get over the fear of being present, and that increased my clarity. It increased my it reinforced my calling with what I was doing. And like I said, it would been so many times that, and in the beginning, I didn't know what I was doing. I ain't know nothing. I was jolly green. I was green. Okay, didn't know anything. Okay, but along the way, I learned. I took classes. I took a class from I had a class, a coaching class. I've had many classes since starting this business, and it has helped me overcome my fear of judgment, and a fear of rejection, because that was one of my fears I walked into too when I first started my business. Now it's like I really don't even care about what you're talking about. Okay, because you don't have a heaven or hell to put me in. Okay, and the courage grows through repetition. So I've gotten real repetitive with this one being live. Okay, as you can see, right? And number two, we're gonna go consistency creates momentum. In these 30 days, I realized something. Um, well, not these 30 days, but before the 30 days hit, that's before I decided to do this 30 days, something hit me way before the 30 days. It hit me in October. And I realized my words matter. My assignment is what I'm called to do. And I should not be quiet because other people can't handle me. I should not be quiet because other people cannot handle me, who I am. My words. I used to bite my tongue a lot with people because I didn't want to hurt their feelings with what I had to say to them. But I had to learn how to say what I had to say without hurting their feelings. Okay, but I'm still honest. Okay, and consistency creates momentum. Momentum isn't built in one viral moment. It's built by showing up even when engagement is low or energy is limited. Momentum follows discipline. Okay. I have been in this realm before, and I'm not leaving anytime soon. Cause I used to get discouraged, and I used to look at the numbers, and I used to look at the energy, the people. People weren't watching, people weren't paying attention, things like that. And I just got to the point where, okay, they see me, they don't. God will lead the people to me that I'm supposed to speak with, or the words that's supposed to hit their ears. Okay, that's what I had to come to the rationalization of. And momentum. I'm fueled. That noise you hear in the background is my coffee pot. Talking about it shutting off. Okay, but I've learned how to really just do it, and just do it, and stop worrying about what all the other. I had to do it and stop worrying about all the other things that will give me excuses, make me procrastinate, and sabotage myself. Okay, I had to stop listening to stop listening and stop worrying about what other people had to say, what people other opinions was. I had to stop self-sabotaging myself, procrastinating, putting it off, delaying it. Okay, I do it tomorrow, whatever. No, we're gonna do it now. That's just like now, like right now in this moment. This is my third video of the night. Third video. I decided because I have other things that I have on my plate, that I would rather go ahead and give you this video and know that I'm consistent in what my obligation is for this 30 days of visibility than not do it and then be too tired to do it tomorrow. Or because I have put some other obligations on my plate which would interfere with this video being broadcast. Okay. So that's why I decided to go ahead and give you all four for this evening, all at one time. No, I wasn't worrying about no changing no clothes. No, I wasn't worrying about other things that okay, well, it's time and it's getting late and I need to go to bed. No. This is something I had a full commitment to and I want to finish it to completion no matter what. Okay? So, number 3 is visibility requires faith, not validation. It requires faith, not validation. Some days are quiet, some days are powerful. Faith reminded me that impact isn't im, always immediate or measurable. Obedience outweighs applause. I had to sit down and look. Okay, I got this schedule. I got this to do. Something else got put on my schedule. I put something else on my schedule. So, like, I got a class tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Okay, so it will interfere with me doing this broadcast. Okay, because when I have things scheduled, I've learned how to be flexible, be very flexible in what I do. And my obedience outweighed the applause, outweighed worrying about, oh, well, they get it early, they might not want to see it. And look, ain't nobody got time for all that. Just go ahead and get it over with, get it done, and then that frees me up to relax for tomorrow, so I can be in my class for tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Okay, learning to be flexible. Okay, number 4, community makes the journey sustainable. Engagement, comments, messages, and support made this journey richer. Okay. I have received a lot of engagement, a lot of comments, a lot of messages and support made, during this journey. I even look, my clients, I have increased in my clientele. I have increased in people wanting to come and speak with me and talk with me. How can I reach you and how can I get in contact with you and things of that nature. And I'm sitting there like, okay, all right, So if you would like to reach out to me, here's my email. It is in it is here, honey. SNJM at ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com. Okay, I got too many Sharices in there. Hold on, let me edit this text. Oh, la 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 la. Hold on. I got too many Sharices in there. Yeah, okay, all right. Okay. All right, there it is. Sharise and Johnson Moore. Had too many Sharices in there. Sorry about that. That's how you can contact me, or you can contact me through my website at ShariceNJohnsonMoore.com. And I also, it is a thing where look, um, the one-on-one visibility strategy session that has got I have gotten clients through this 30-day activity of people inquiring about the visibility strategy. you know um when you show up and you do what you're supposed to do, visibility isn't meant to be done alone. Where I have a client now that she wants me to help her with her YouTube channel, and I'm like, okay, cool, no problem, no problem. We can sit there. Appointment made for next Saturday. And I realized something, that I have a lot to offer. I have a lot of knowledge to offer in these 9 years. This is not just somebody just coming out the bat. This somebody with some experience of ups, downs, turns around, failures. This business has not been all, oh, I'm making a lot of money, and this it some days I wouldn't even know how to pay my bills. Okay, but I kept putting forward this effort. I kept putting in this work. I kept putting in this work, and I will, send out the emails and always, asking people to be on my shows and stuff. One thing that you had to understand about entrepreneurship and this visibility thing is you got to constantly open your mouth. You got to constantly open your mouth, whether it's in a DM, whether it is an email, whether it is, you going on different platforms, telling people about your business, telling them what the offers you, put your links in the chat and stuff like. You got to constantly be visible, and just because you get one client, don't stop there. Don't stop just on that one client. Don't just stop. Okay, well now I done got this. I done got my money for the month. I ain't got to do no more work. No, no, you want to keep working on you want to keep building, not just from that one client. You want to build and get more clients, maybe get two more clients, get maybe three more clients, what your capacity can handle, of course. And and save up, because you might want to come up with another project. You might want to come up with another project that you want to do it later down the road, and you ain't got to sit around and say, oh, I ain't got no money to do it. I think I talked about that a couple of days ago in another previous live I did for 30 days. Yes. So your voice creates connection. Your voice is creating the connection. Number 5 is finish. Finishing is just as important as starting. Okay. Look, I wasn't feeling good one day, and I was so tempted. I said I ought to do this in the bed. I wasn't feeling good that day, and I almost did this live from the bed during this 30-day visibility, right? But the Lord said rest. So when God speaks to me, I do as He commands. So I turn around and did that I turn around and did that the live another day the next day. But completing the challenge. I was determined. I was like so determined. I have to finish this. I have to finish this because this is part of what they see. This is a part of me being in that presence, being in that space, being where my words matter, being, because you know I didn't want to be a flake. Okay, didn't want to be a flake because I flaked out before. Okay, when I was doing projects, and I would start and one stop and start and one stop, and I, you know, dealing at the time I was dealing with depression and anxiety over my business, right? But I learned, and that's just Satan trying to keep me from accomplishing the goal. So I had to fight him with the gospel, with the word of the Lord. Fight him with scripture and knowledge of what I know God has brought me through and God brought me a long way. So why should I stop here, right? Completing the challenge reinforced discipline, credibility, and readiness for what's next. I got some things on my plate that I'm so ready for that I can't sit down and be quiet about. But all things will be revealed later on. Okay. And how you finish matters. How you finish matters. When you start something, do you start and then don't finish? Do you start and be like, and then, of course, we know life be life. But if you, this is what I learned about when that happens. Tell people what's going on. Look, I'm not, communicate with your audience. Communicate with them to let them know that you're going to take a break. Let them know. Let your audience know, the people that are following you, that you're going to take a break, whether it's mental, spiritual, physical, emotional, whatever that break is. Tell them, because they would rather know why you're taking a break than you just up and disappear. I've done that before, where I just up and disappeared, and then I had to start finding my audience all over again. So this go round, I have learned how to communicate with my audience. If I could not do a live, if I could not do a live, I'd say, look, I'm not feeling good. We're gonna do the live tomorrow. I steady had communication with my audience. I steady had communication with my across all the social media apps I'm on. I got 2 Facebook pages. I have LinkedIn. I have YouTube. I have TikTok. I have Twitter. I have Lemonade. I got fan base. All of my people know what's going on when it's going on. I do not like leaving people out of the loop because I wouldn't want it done to me. Okay, so that's how I'm doing. That's how I'm rolling that. You know, I had to keep communication open. Okay, um, and that's how I'm at. That's how I know I'm out of. Okay, because I have finished, I have completed, I have done, I have did all these things where in the background where it take time to make the flyers, the thumbnails, it take time to add the music, it take time to come and set the page up, it take time to do a lot of things in our hey Harold Bass, how you doing, baby? It takes a lot of time for us to sit and put these things together, and that is your work. That is what you do. Everything matters. Everything matters. So what you're doing in your business, no matter if they see it or not. Okay, everything matters. So let's go through this list again of these five. Is a show up. Showing up builds confidence over time. Consistency creates momentum. Visibility requires faith, not validation. Community makes the journey sustainable. Okay, build your communities. Finishing is just as important as starting. I know, right? I know. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I know, right? So, I thank you for coming in, Harold Bays. I greatly appreciate you, and thank you for showing your love and support. And like thank you again. Okay. And as we close out these 30 days, which um just want to clue you in that there is one more video after this one. Okay, I know because of my schedule and things I had planned, I have to I had to finish this out regardless of what day it was going to be on. This day, that day, I had, had 4 more days, 29th, the 29th. Well, we had 3 more days anyway. And I know I had to be intentional about finishing this series. Okay. So, but there's one more video after this. And after this, when I go run right into the next one, day 31, right? So and as we close out these 30 days, my prayer is that you don't stop showing up when the series ends. My prayer is that you don't stop showing up when this series ends. Let this be the beginning of intentional, faith aligned visibility, right? If you're ready to build your visibility, if you're ready to build your visibility, you're ready to sit down and do a visibility coaching plan, a session with me, please let me know. I have, I have it here, where you can do a one-on-one visibility coaching session with me. And it is so important that you do, that you come and sit down and we put everything, my friend Tashika would say, write it down, make it plain. Okay. You cannot um start something and then we guess and we feel trying to guess and we try to figure it out what we gonna do. We have to put a plan together and make it sustainable for you. And I also want to let you know, when you make your visibility plan, please don't try to do everything in those 30 days. Please don't. Stretch it out 90 days. What you gonna do these first 90 days? First 90 days of the year. Okay, that's January, February, March. Okay. What you gonna do in the first 3 months? Then what you gonna do in the next 3 months? Then what you gonna do in the next 3 months? It's 4 quarters in a year, okay? So you got time. And you got time if you want to turn around and do something further on down the road, you can schedule that too. Don't put all of your plans you want to do in a year in the first 3 months. Please don't do that because you may become overwhelmed and you will become drained. Okay, because your mind is you have to take your time. You know, take your time what you're doing. Take your time. Don't rush. You know, and this is another thing about the visibility. You on your own schedule. You the entrepreneur, okay? It's your business, right? So you schedule your business how you want it to be scheduled. Okay? If you want to have 5 guests in the first week, that's on you. That's your business. You know, if you want to stretch them five out that like every like one every week or whatever or what however you want to run your business is your business. Don't let nobody rush you into doing a whole bunch of stuff that you ain't ready to do. Okay? Especially if you know you have other obligations on your plate. Do not put a lot on your visibility plate. Stretch that visibility plan out for a whole year. Okay? It don't have to be just 90 days. It could be the whole year. You could do the first 6 months. Like me, I have created my visibility plan for my whole year, which consists of that I do TikTok. Okay, that's what I've been doing in the morning. I've been going to a class with KW McCabe on TikTok and learning how to use it, how to make money off of it, not to just be posting all day. I want to really get into how my business can benefit from using this app and how it can benefit me. So that's what I've been going to a TikTok class. Okay, um, and if that visibility plan includes you going back to school for learning how to use a new app, learning how to use AI, learning how to do other things, do that. Do what makes you comfortable because no one has to do the things that you do but you. Okay, no nobody got to do the things that you got to do but you. Okay, and be be happy. If that will make you happy, you want to stretch your whole plan out the whole year with that one visibility plan. Ain't nobody business. Ain't what that song? What's the song? Ain't nobody business if I do. Okay, I think it's a Billie Holiday song. Anyway, so I, right in that class, you got take classes, go back to school, and the more you learn, the more classes, the more self-sufficient you become. I realized that. And you learn, take class of Canva, learn how to make your flyers. Okay, Canva um also helps you with teaching you how to use to make your flyers, your presentations, things like that, audiograms, stuff like that. Right? Take classes. If sometimes your visibility don't have to be all about being seen either. Did I just say that? Yes, I did. Your visibility does not have to always be involved in being seen on these apps. Okay? You can sit down and say, I'm going to take this class. I'm not gonna be on social media as much. So I'm gonna be taking this class, but I may post once or twice a week. Okay, you know, and yes, trailers and everything, right? And enjoy your time. If you got projects, you got new books coming out, you got, do, even schedule your breaks. right? Everybody, schedule your breaks. Schedule your break. You may want to say, look, I'm going on vacation. So I'm going on vacation. I need 2 weeks off. I need a whole month off. I go on my cruise or go to Hawaii or wherever where you want to go. Even if you just saying I'm gonna take a vacation, I'm gonna stay home. That's your business, okay? But of course, you gotta let people know, communicate, okay? So I wanted to, if you are interested in the one-on-one visibility, I suggest you sign up for it. Okay. The link is in the description box in this video. Because these have been set up. They have been set up. Yes. You have these videos have already been set for the days they were supposed to be aired on, but because I want to make sure you get them, I'm completing them all in one day. You got 28, you got 29 and 30, and I'm going to roll into 31 too on yeah, right after we finish this. So I want to let you know that um I greatly appreciate, y'all coming in and coming and sitting and, having, making time to be, spend time together. Here's the link for the visibility coaching session. And if you also would like to support this program, support this live, support this broadcast, I have also have that available as well for you to give your donations. Okay, so I love you all, and I'm going to see you on the next video for day 31. All right, I love you all. Y'all have a nice night. All right, see y'all in a few minutes.